Only a perfect human could mediate between a perfect God and sinful species. Sin demands a high cost for the human who may attempt to make that payment. Atonement for all the sins of humanity through all time. Paul reduced it very efficiently in 1 Timothy chapter 2, verses 5 and 6. He writes, "There is one God and one mediator between God and humanity, the human Christ Jesus, who gave himself as a payment to set all people free. This was a testimony that was given at the right time." What really is a mediator? A mediator is a very special person acting as a go-between between two very different parties. In the case of sin, an unlimited, infinite, divine one, and a very limited human one. And since that mediator had to be without sin, he was both divine and human. And by the power of his divinity, he would bear God's wrath upon the humans and earn righteousness for the species. This system of atonement is known as the gospel. Gospel is from the Old English word meaning God, divinity, spell, meaning news, and so it's news from God. It translated the Greek word from the New Testament, euangelion, meaning good news. The gospel, then, is God's good news. And the Bible has been proclaiming it for 3,400 years. The first time was in Genesis chapter 3, verse 15, explaining that God establishes a fundamental opposition between Satan the serpent and the woman Eve, and between their respective offspring. A descendant of hers will eventually crush the serpent and be victorious over the sin he planted in God's creation. The theme is then picked up by Isaiah the prophet in chapter 53 of his book, speaking about a specific man with no appearance of being heroic, but one who was willing to take upon himself the sin and guilt carried by humanity, even though he was sinless. And finally by Jesus the Christ himself in the book of Mark chapter 1 verses 14 and 15, where he said it was his time and his life was about to fulfill the gospel. Seek him, because only he was able to deliver God's good news to us.